Good morning, Swartz Creek. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Alexis.
Today is Thursday, November 17th, and you're watching ITC News.
Happy birthday to Andrew Brewer, Isaac Brewer, and Alina Brown.
Have a great day, you guys.
Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
The weight room will be closed until after Thanksgiving winter. Weight room will start Monday, November 28th.
The Clue Play is showing this weekend, Friday and Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 3.
Students, please be advised that you must get on the bus at the high school after school to ride the bus home.
High school students will not be allowed to get on the bus at the middle school without high school administrator pre-approval.
My name is Lily Thompson. I'm the communications officer for Student Council. Stuff the Bus is basically a food and can drive, and we collect a bunch of canned goods and then we take them to the food bank.
I'm Lily West and I'm the president of Student Council. You should donate to Stuff the Bus because during the holidays there's a lot of times when families can't afford food and that, and it's kind of the time that people need it, and it's good to have because you're having family around, there's a lot going on and there's all the celebration. So it's good to start collecting food now so that during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the winter months, the food banks have plenty to give out. So it's a great time to give and it's really good to do.
So Stuff the Bus is this Saturday at the Cage. We'll be there from 10 to 4. Student Council is running it, and the objective is to stuff the bus with as much non-perishable food items or cash donations as possible, and we will be donating to the local food bank for local families in need. Come out and donate 3 to 5 canned goods. We would be able to hit our goal easily, so please come out and do your part.
With the way voting dates fall in America, many citizens have the option to vote as a high school student. Here in Creek, we have some seniors who are old enough to vote in local and nationwide elections for the first time. Navigating the process is a new, scary experience for many, but through research on both how to register and who's on the ballot, voting can be empowering. Lily West is just one of our seniors fortunate enough to turn 18 in time to vote this year.
I'm Lily West and I'm going to be voting this year. I decided that I wanted to vote because I want to get my opinion out there for matters that are going to affect me and other people for years to come. It was actually really easy to sign up to vote. There's an option to register online, but I decided to do the old-fashioned way. So they sent me a card in the mail and I filled out the card. It was really easy. I just put my information and that I wanted to vote, and I just mailed that right back to them. And a few weeks later they sent me my voter ID and I was set to go.
Registering to vote is easier than you'd think. First, verify that you are eligible. This means you are 18 years of age, a Michigan resident at the time you register, and a resident of your city or township for at least 30 days when you vote, a United States citizen, and not currently serving a sentence in jail or prison. Be sure to have valid government documents verifying your identity as well as your social security number on hand. After you have completed your application, submit it according to the state and wait for the city to process it. Once it's been processed, you're all set to vote in Michigan. So underclassmen, be sure to research when the next election is and start thinking about whether or not you will be eligible and plan to vote.
One evening.
You won't be able to prove anything if you're all dead!
One killer.
Murder!
Or many.
Missed me?
Who did it?
Nobody's called the police, have they?
Where was it?
That's a lie!
And with what?
I'd rather die.
Everyone, I am Frau Wilson, or in English, Mrs. Wilson, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the German language. A way to politely greet somebody in German is to say Guten Morgen, which means good morning. If you're greeting someone afternoon, you're not going to say Guten Morgen anymore, you're going to say Guten Tag. If that feels like a little too much, you're in luck, because German is an English-ish language. That was terrible. If Guten Morgen or Guten Tag feels a little too complicated, you're in luck, because English is a Germanic language, meaning we have a lot of words in common. So to say hello, you can just say Hallo instead of Guten Morgen or Guten Tag, and it works for any time of day. If you want to introduce yourself, you're going to need to make a sound that we don't really make in English. To say my name is Frau Wilson, I say Ich heiße Frau Wilson. To make that sound for the word I, you kind of have to hiss like a cat. You can go on and practice and confuse your advisory teacher. That's how you say it. Ich heiße, and then your name. If you see me in the hallway, go ahead and practice. See how you do. Thanks.
come here today to ask you just a little bit on like mediating and more drama or personal issues that we have in the school. So I would like to ask you your thoughts. What are your thoughts on all the drama that goes on within the school?
I think 90% of it is driven by, unfortunately, cell phones and social media, things on that platform.
Mm-hmm. And could you dig into that a little bit? What do you mean by cell phones and social media?
Okay. People are posting things on their stories when they have issues with one another, students texting each other, people doing mean things to one another by social media platforms, all the above.
And then so basically what you're saying is what you post on social media, even if it's not during school, it still gets brought to school.
Correct.
Yeah, and we see a lot of those issues, whether it be fights or, stuff that students start getting into like a little bit of a quarrel about. Mm-hmm. What do you think we can do if, say, someone does post something on social media, someone, say, slights me on social media? What's the best way to go about making them know how they've made me feel and just to handle the situation in general?
Well, we've done a good job this year of doing a lot of restorative circles, which allows the students to get out in the room and talk. And it's not necessarily about blaming one another, but being able to have an opportunity to tell how what was said or done made you feel, and to come up with a corrective plan where the students involved can kind of, whether they agree at the end or not, that they can actually both cohabitate in the school in a safe environment.
All right. So if I want to, say, do a restorative circle, who would I go to? What would I do?
You can either come to myself, you can go to an administrator, and you can even go to most of your teachers, because most of your teachers have been trained to some fashion in doing restorative circles as well.
So it's a safe environment for two people who have some problems with each other to work things out.
Correct.
So what if I have done something to personally slight someone else? How should I go about, trying to make things better?
I think it's kind of the same thing. Hey, you know what? I realized I did something that wasn't so kind, that kind of hurt a friend of mine or a not so friend of mine's feelings, and I want to make it right. Do you think that you can set up a platform where I can have the opportunity to make things right with the individual?
All right. And, unfortunately, in some cases, you don't always find that the other person wants to hash things out, and they, much rather stay angry or just let the bad blood be bad blood. What do you do in that case?
Well, they have the right. One thing about doing a circle, both people have to be willing to participate in it. And sometimes time is a factor. It may be still upsetting to them, and they're not ready to have that moment. Maybe we come back and revisit that in a day or so. Maybe we come back weeks later. And that, unfortunately, when you do someone wrong, people tend to hold grudges, and that makes it a little bit more difficult for you to be able to make things right.
All right. What are your thoughts on, how, besides the restorative circle, how we as a community and the student body can go about making life better for everyone else?
Okay. I think that, unfortunately, I think that the human way is to focus on the negative, mm-hmm. as opposed to focusing on the great things that people are doing. If something bad gets posted on social media or on the news, we know about it like yesterday.
Yep.
When something is good or someone has done something great, we don't celebrate those things and those people and we all got to do a better job at doing those things. I think that Swartz Creek as a community is a very proud community. It has a lot of great things going. I think Swartz Creek as a high school is a very great place to get your learning experience. It's very diverse. There's a lot of different levels of education, from everything from us having a great special ed program, mm-hmm. to us having a great dual enrollment program. I just think that we have to work on focusing on the things that are positive and building on those, and started trying to push away the things that we view as negative in our school environment and in our community environment.
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate your time today.
No problem.
That's all we have for you today, Creek.
Have a Thanksgiving Thursday.